Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. This is the second path that I took. This is about a week and a half ago or so. I'm just getting back around to uploading these last paths. And we're gonna go over to the left to that Hercules. It's got Smorgasbord, Foresight, and Bubble Shield. So quite an interesting set of nodes. I asked a few other players in my alliance or that I'm friends with, like who they used mainly on the Warlock at the end, because I thought that one was a little bit more tricky, particularly if you're running Willpower. If you're not running Willpower, then it's not that big of a deal. But I decided to go in with Sunspot. So the Smorgasbord node, basically you want to do 10 debuffs of any kind, whether they're damaging, non-damaging, bleeds, stuns, concussions, weakness, poisons, whatever. In this case, with Sunspot, incinerates, and you can see, look at all those. You got 29 stacks. I'm not really certain what's going on here because my solar flares are not being reduced. It seems wrong. So like right there, I'm using them, but when we launch, is it when we launch a special, or maybe it was when the Smorgasbord resets, we get them all back. But in any case, Sunspot puts out incinerates pretty much on demand, all fight. Plus he gets really solid damage on his specials. There we go. Maybe I'm not certain why they were static, but they are going down now. But we're now just waiting out the immortality. But yeah, Sunspot's a pretty solid option, I think, for just about anybody on this lane. Except I think there's, let's see, who else is on this lane? I don't think there's anybody that is incinerate immune. We'll check when we get there, but Sunspot does a quick, easy job on that first one. Yeah, we got DocOc next. So DocOc, Sunspot I think can take care of all of these. I do have Human Torch on the team as well. Torch would be pretty decent. Somebody like Black Widow, Deadly Origin would be decent. I'm gonna go in with CGR. So I brought CGR to test out as an option on the Kang boss. But CGR has access to all the armor breaks on his special too. So that's basically my whole plan. I'm not really going to worry about not dexing and getting that precision up on the special too. It will be nice to get the extra damage, but you can see like right there we started with 4 of those Smorgasbord charges and he goes all the way up to 10. We got 6, and then I think there's on some of these, like right there, we just spammed a heavy and then we got an additional 6. So I'm not really certain what's going on there. I think when we completed the damnation, somehow it like doubled up the armor breaks. And is that how he works? I'm trying to think about CGR and his kit. But yeah, I'm not certain why it doubles up, but when I complete the damnation cycle, it seems like the armor breaks that we would have gotten seem to put on extra of those Smorgasbord charges. You can see it went up to 17 again. But yeah, so CGR is a solid champ, for this path because you can get a lot of debuffs. When I was asking some of my buddies, they said they just like power through with Hercules. I didn't have a Hercules at this time, but yeah, he would be pretty solid. You can just play stun immune, and then you just got to watch out for those bubble shield charges. Every 10, 20, 30 hits, the next hit will be fully unblockable. But you can see I'm pumping out the debuffs. I'm getting the Smorgasbord charges built up to be 10 or more. You have 30 seconds to get them, which is plenty of time for CGR to kind of complete his cycle and do that. So you can get the degen when that timer is done. So you see there we got 6, and I think I'm going to spam a heavy again, and we go up to 12. So I don't know if that's a bug. It seems kind of buggy to me. But I don't know, maybe it has to do with like the damnation somehow triggering some like refresh of all the armor breaks that are technically not there, but would have been there. I don't know. It seems weird. And you can see right there, we did get an armor break, which is odd because there's all of the debuffs are supposed to be in the background. It's supposed to be immune. I don't know. Oh, maybe it was because we armor broke his armor up. I don't know. But anyways, we were able to get enough debuffs every cycle to where we could get the degen. So CGR works fairly well. Kind of an odd interaction, if you ask me. Yeah, then here we got Odin. And, you know, Sunspot, again, he would work really well for this fight. But we're going to go, and I think we're going with Doom. Doom works okay. And I'm trying to remember if I think I had some issues getting enough debuffs at some points in this fight. I mean, he is stun immune. We do get those shocks on the mediums. We can get the stuns. You can get the charge from the trying to stun. And then we can get charges from the special 2. We can get 3 incinerate debuffs that will count towards that. So you can see here we power drain him. A bunch of those end up getting nullified. So those, I guess, we're all treated as shocks. We're able to get him to 10 or more on this first run. I'm going to save the special 2 until after this cycle, so that way we can make sure we get enough debuffs going. Or actually, it looks like I'm going to special 3. So even though they can't get debuffs on them, the passive stun from the special 3 does still activate coming out of this. So here he's passively stunned. We just go into the normal Doom rotation and we steal the power, and then we're going to fire a special 2. Or maybe I save this just in case for the next round. I think I actually save it. And we're just going to try to Doom cycle again. So, like, you know, if you've hit the 10 Smorgasbord charges, I would suggest that you hold any like specials that are going to get a bunch of debuffs until the next cycle, unless you know you're going to like kill them off. But yeah, so this should just about do it. So Doom gets through this fight pretty easily. We don't even get to the 10 bubble shield charges, so solid option. Again, I think Sunspot would be really good for that fight. Black Widow, Deadly Origin. Anyone that has easy access on their combos to debuffs will do really well. I know like Deadpool X-Force, he was a solid option in the variant 8 with the Venom Pool boss. So yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would be using Venom Pool or Deadpool X-Force here, but you know, can work. So now we're going to move up to this Yondu. I'm pretty certain I use CGR for this one as well, just because he's bleed immune, and you know, you won't be able to get parry stuns off of this guy, so he's going to potentially be hitting into your block with his Yaka arrow. And I think I accidentally pushed this guy to his special 2 one time in this fight, and I'm going to take quite a bunch of block damage. So like every time he throws an L1, if I remember right, his L2 damage will get ramped up. Let me just check that ability. So you really want this guy to just be throwing his L1 all fight, but you can see like with CGR, fairly easily able to get 10 or more of those charges. Let's see the special 2. Oh yeah, so it says he gets 504 attack for, or 514 attack for each special activated, max of 15. So if he's throwing a whole bunch of special 1s and then all of a sudden he throws a special 2, you know, if he has 10 of them, it's gonna get an extra like 5,000 attack. It's pretty significant. So yeah, get your intercepts on. Those Foresight intercept Furies are super nice to get some extra damage. All right, so there we go. So we get hit there. Getting a little willpower healing from the armor breaks. And I think, or maybe I don't push him to special 2. Or maybe while I was talking and I wasn't paying attention, I did push him to special 2. Yeah, looking back, it was earlier on the fight, so he hadn't thrown a lot of specials, but the block damage was pretty decent. And we're gonna finish this one up. Don't push this guy to the special 2. Try to get those 10 charges. Get the degen, which is pretty nice. You don't want them regenning. You don't want the fight to last any longer than it needs to. Here's another special 2, bunch of armor breaks, converting into those charges, and I think that's gonna just about do it coming out of this combo. And we're still getting some pretty solid damage, even though the armor breaks aren't there. It seems like, you know, with the precisions and the cruelties and stuff up, still getting some fairly decent damage. So we take out Yondu, and next up we're gonna move over to Surfer, and then we got Warlock. So for Surfer, I'm just gonna use Sunspot. So, you know, I can't get the damage. You know, normally, you know, if Surfer gets Incinerates on, he doesn't take the damage from that, because he has 100% like damage reduction from Incinerate, unless they have like extra potency, then he can take it. But for this one, he's going to be immune to it anyway, so he's not going to get those, and he can't treat them as buffs towards his abilities to get energy damage. And you can see we are building. I kept saying that the node is Smorgasbord, but you build up snack charges. That purple icon is the snack charges. So you can see we're building them up really easily. We do get smacked by a special 1, but it really doesn't matter, because by the end of this fight, I believe with the armor breaks that he puts on you, willpower healing is going to get me back to 100%. So it's always kind of nice to get that like pretty much constant willpower healing on Surfer. And you can see like the snack charges are going crazy. My charges on my end for how many Incinerates I have, they just seem to be like paused. I don't know. It's a really weird interaction here. It's like I'm applying them, but because I'm not applying the Incinerates, I'm not getting my charges decremented. So I don't know. Surfer is just a great easy option. You know, his damage is great. If you get a Foresight intercept on, look at that. Those are a whole bunch of 17k non-crits and then a 38k. Like if any of those crit, I think Surfer would have been dead. But he does have that armor up, and that armor up, look at that, 100, 113, 17, 123, 128, 132 snack charges, 135. Yeah, he's dead. You don't get extra degen. It would be nice if you could get extra degen per snack charge, but all you need is 10. But Sunspot's really easy to get that, so definitely recommend him if you have him. It's a really easy way to get through that lane. And then obviously Sunspot's not going to be ideal here. I mean, I think maybe he could work, but I know you lose all of his solar flares when you get shocked, and so I didn't want to have to deal with all the degen from either getting shocked and or armor broke from his specials and then getting willpower degened. So I'm going in with this with a robot. I did ask some other people like who they used for this fight. Some of them said they just brute force bursted him down with Hercules. He was already ramped up, which is a pretty solid option. Magneto works. Where I'm in my battle group, he said he used Sentinel, which is a great option because you can spam special ones and you get, you know, the heal blocks and the armor breaks on the special one. And at the start of this fight, I played pretty terrible. Take some special ones to the face. Don't get enough snack charges. I was hoping I would get enough degens and parries and, you know, the phantasm on the special 2 to get the heal reversal. I was hoping that those would be enough. to get to 10 charges. And it just was not, and I consistently did not get up to 10. So you can see, I think the first time I got 9, that time I only got 5. So now he's regenning, and they regen 25%. So if you can't out damage 25%, you're gonna be in tough trouble. So even though I did get smacked around a bit, put on my A game, and here we're gonna start dexing the special ones like we should. We are gonna get degened a bit. I mean, it's most ideal if I can push this guy to his special 2, because then I'll just get the armor break and I won't take the damage. I don't have willpower, so I won't be healing. And yeah, we're gonna be trying to intercept. There, we got one, and we're just gonna keep fighting along. And you can see my power snack charges from the Smorgasbord node is like nothing. So he's gonna heal again. But don't you worry, Guillotine, once she gets ramped up, and it would have been nice if she came in ramped up and I was able to keep my combo. But once she's ramped up, man, there is no stopping this girl, except a really crappy play. So I'm going to get her above 100 combo. We're going to be getting some intercepts, and the energy damage that we do is going to be plenty to take this guy out. Now, is this who I would recommend? No, probably not, because you really can't mess up and lose that combo. Luckily, my mess ups were at the very, very beginning. Normally, don't have too many issues dexing his special one. I normally just do like a triple dash back, and then I get all the way, and by the time those bullets, his beams are coming across, I just do that same triple dash back. There, I did get hit. My SIG abilities saved my bacon, saved the combo, and then here you're gonna see we're gonna start to get the energy damage from having 100 plus combo. We're gonna be getting tons of hits in, and we're gonna be able to out damage this regen, even though I don't think one time in this fight we end up getting to 10 of those snack charges. You can see I pushed them to, now the one thing is right there was a little bit risky. I was under infection, so that power drain possibly could have failed, but as long, I mean, I don't get a ton of buffs, so the infection time is not going to be reduced too much. I mean, I have that armor up. If I get a precision and I trigger infection, then we'll be good to go. But you can see we're almost halfway there. I need this guy to throw a special. There we go. He throws it. We weren't infected, so we didn't get armor broke. And we're going to push him again, I think, to the special 2 with that special 2. And yeah, the damage that we're getting now, 5k per hit, is plenty to take this dude out. Now, I don't end this fight with a special 3 to carry over my combo. I really wish I did. It would have really been nice to have Guillotine ramped up for the Kang boss, but yeah, we're just gonna keep pushing this guy to his special 2 where possible and just beating him down. Again, we're trying to do an offensive attack. We could have lost our ability accuracy on that and not drained him, but we get him down. We soloed all fights on the line, and now for the main event. If you came to see some good superior Kang boss action, this really is not it. This is my second run. On any of my runs, I never really did great. I'm not going to swap anybody out. This is the team that I was just going to go with. I could have probably dropped Guillotine or something like that. You know, I know that people are like, oh, you should probably be putting Odin pre-fights on. I don't have a 5 or 6 star Odin. You should be using somebody like Hercules. Didn't have Hercules. You should be using somebody like Ultron. I had a rank 4 5 star Ultron. Could have tried him out. I know he's pretty decent for this, but I'm not the biggest Ultron fan. I really hate dealing with his evade. Others in my group, they said that iHulk worked really great. You know, CGR was actually pretty decent. I think he got some of the biggest chunks of damage throughout all of these phases. Doom, pretty tanky as well. You really just got to get these counter attack timing things on. And, you know, I was doing okay, but I just always mess up. I think I end up using 2 team revives and then 2 singles. And I mainly use CGR towards the end, and I'm able to get some decent damage. Torch is obviously incredible for this, but you really need to have some long runs. If you die and you lose your Slipstream charges, it really hampers what he can do, because you need to build up those smolders to get really solid damage. I'll let this play out. It gets pretty ugly. This is not great, you know. Yeah, there we go. We've already died with CGR. I'm like, I got nothing. The one nice thing is, if you mess up, all of those Slipstream charges do carry over to the next fight. So all you gotta do is get to 10, and then you got your window. I think this one will get Doom going, but I think we only get like 30% damage coming out of this. We don't have any power, which is not great, because we want to be able to get like the Fury active if we could. I think we get him over to the corner and heavy spam a bunch. And yeah, I mean, the damage is not great. We're not getting any crits or anything like that on those backhand slaps. But yeah, I'll let this play out until we get to the next phase, phase 2. Alright, so if you're still watching, we did pretty decent with Doom, not great with Guillotine. We're going to finish off this first phase with Sunspot. We were able to get some decent damage going, and then we're going to get into phase 2, which is basically the same as phase 1. You just got to do it again. You know, basically one action is prevented at a time. So like right now I just stunned, I can't stun again. I gotta either do a heavy counter like that, or an intercept, or a special counter. So make sure you're alternating those, and yeah, and you'll be good to go. I think I don't get any damage. I don't think I get to the 10 charges. I think somewhere right here I get whacked pretty good. But yeah, so the same kind of thing. I think I go in with Torch and with a pre-fight next, before I revive, and I think I get maybe close to half-ish. Maybe it's only like 30-40%. But I think I don't. I come into the fight with. I think I'm gonna die here pretty quick. I think Torch, even with I come in with Flame on because I haven't used him yet, full health, and I don't do well. But yeah, so I think how many charges am I gonna? I wish in this screen, I wish that they would tell you how many Slipstream charges you're coming into the fight with. That would be really nice to know. So you're gonna see here I'm pre-fight. Yeah, so I got 8. So the one bad thing with this is I don't have a lot of smolders built up, so this phase is not going to be ideal as far as damage because those Nova Flame Incinerates aren't going to be doing a ton. Best to medium, light, medium, and then when your temperature starts falling, do a heavy to get back to 20 temp. Make sure that those Nova Flames or Incinerates last the maximum amount of time, and then I think I'm going to get a special 3 off right before the wounded state completes. And yeah, so we got 30% damage, and then I think I'm going to end up failing here. Throw on a team revive. I wasn't throwing on health potions simply because I was trying to save them for Karina's, the Karina challenges, which I just finished this weekend. And yeah, so I'll let this play out until we get to the end of the second phase, and I'll see you there if you're going to be still watching. All right, so we're finishing up the second phase with Doom. We got a decent chunk back there with Guillotine. Nothing too special. Also got a decent chunk with Sunspot. But again, I just could not get like a solid clean run in. I think on this one we're gonna get just get him to another phase, but again, we're not gonna have a ton of damage. And yeah, so now in phase 3, there are 2 actions that are basically banned, and if you repeat them, you're gonna get hosed. So like right now, I can't stun or what's that icon? That icon is the intercept. So as long as you're keeping track of that, you can stun, you can heavy counter, you can intercept, or special counter. And as long as you're not repeating 2 of those, then you're good. So normally I would try to just do a parry stun, and then I would go into like a heavy counter, and then I either try to get a special intercept, not a special, just an intercept or a special counter. And yeah, so here we throw off the special 2. Incinerates, I probably should have waited and thrown the special 3 to get the Fury up. And it was, I had a decent amount of power to work with, and man, it was really frustrating when I would whiff those attacks. We throw off another special 2, not a lot of damage, so we only got 20% there. Yeah, so as long as you're not countering twice in a row or within 2 instances that same action, you're good to go. I'm gonna let this one play out until we get to the end of phase 3. Alright, so we had to revive again. We're in our second team revive, and then we're going in with CGR, and his damage is pretty good. We were able to finish off that third phase, and I think from here on out, I'll use the rest of the team, and I don't do very well. I think I'm going to die here shortly. And then I'm going to go in with Torch and die pretty quick. And then I'm going to go in with Doom and do okay. And then I'm just going to end up reviving CGR because I kind of was having fun with him. And he can really put out some damage in that final phase if you can get the judgments completed. And you can basically get like a whole judgment cycle completed and get some pretty nasty crits on the special 2 and the heavies. So there you can see I repeated the same stun twice within those 2 counters. So I get stunned back and I get wrecked. We got Torch back with the pre-fight, but I think this one goes like absolutely garbage, and I think I die almost pretty much immediately or something crazy, which is really unfortunate because Torch could have been really good. Oh yeah, I eat a heavy. And then I parry again, and then I just get wrecked. And I think I'm gonna get wrecked somewhere in here. Yeah, no, we just took the dot damage and died. So terrible, absolutely terrible run. And obviously, it's if you have health potions, more ideal to heal up. But I just felt like I didn't have a lot to spare because I was trying to save for the Korean challenges. So. I think we're going to get a little bit of damage here, but not too much. And, but the next, I think we're going to die here, not fairly shortly. But the next one, we're gonna go back in with Sunspot. And Sunspot actually puts in quite a bit of work fairly easily in that wounded phase. And I don't know what was going on there. I think I was trying to tap and I was just like frozen. We're gonna get over to the wall. We're gonna start backhand slapping. We miss one. You don't want to miss hits like that. It's such valuable damage. I felt like when I was trying to hurry up, there was often too many times, like either on the stand up or whatever, or the spacing, I whipped way too many hits. Not just in this fight, but in a lot of the fights that I fought Superior Kang. And we get a backhand. Got him down to 77%. Not a lot of damage. I will say that the counterattack stuff, it is pretty dang cool. And the fact that it can go like slow motion, regular speed, fast speed, it is pretty fun. Now, I wasn't the best at it by any means, but it is very fun. I wish we could access this fight without having to go through the whole map. Although there is one path. It's like the armor up tech path. You can blast through that. It's just I really kind of don't want to spend a full energy refill on it to get there. But here I get whacked on the special one when it was in super slow-mo. And we're going to die here shortly. I think we're going to end up dying because we're going to get degen to death and the little bit of block damage that we take. Let's see. We can stun. Now we can't stun or heavy counter. Oh, I just run. I just was going in for like an intercept and he goes and throws his special and I ran right into him. So this next run, I think we're going to take him down from like, what is that, 77% to like 20%. So we're going to get a pretty solid damage run in here with Sunspot. We are coming in with 8 Slipstream charges. We just need one more. There we go. And then we need a counter. And then just check this out, 77%. And we're going to try to get him over to the wall. Be throwing off some of these special ones. And I think I'm going to try to get off a pretty big special too. Can I get it? I can't remember. I think I'm going to try to suck all these in. And I think I don't quite make it. Yeah, if I would have been able to make it, that probably would have been able to kill him. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm going to mess up, and then I'm going to go back in with guillotine, and I'm going to mess up. And then I'm going to have to throw, so that was like 2 team revives. And then I think I end up finishing him off with CGR. I mess up on the first go, and then on the second go, we were able to get that last 20%. So definitely not a good run. So yeah, definitely not a good showcase if that's what you came here to see. But yeah, I got smacked around. Nothing too much to say about it. But the nice thing is you know, a few revives, you can get through it. So I'm gonna let this finish out till we get to the end with CGR to finish this off. Alright, so we got him into the wounded state with guillotine, but not charged, not ramped up at 100 combo. Damage is very, very lackluster. So we throw on a single revive, and I'm like, I'll just finish him off with CGR. All we got to do is finish him, get him there. But we're starting at 0 Slipstream, so I got to play clean, and we don't. Here we get the stun, we get the heavy counter. Now we need an intercept. Got the intercept. Now we can stun or special counter, and we get that. So now we can stun or heavy. Got the stun. Now we can heavy counter or intercept. Got the heavy counter. So this is going pretty well. We get the intercept. We get the stun. We're at 8. We need him to throw a special. And he's being a little turd, and he's not. We stunned him. We can't counter him, otherwise we'll get stunned back. Now we're getting a little bit cornered. I'm like, come on, just throw your special. We could heavy counter, and we do. But now he's at special 2. and we're in the corner. Try to get an intercept off. Let's see, do I try to dex this? I block. Dex that, and I think I try to dex this and I miss it. Yeah, and then I'm gonna die from the shock damage, which really sucks. I just didn't have enough, so I should have just blocked the special too. Mistakes were made. That's right. One more revive. We just need one Slipstream, and then this guy's toast. But hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, you don't have too many issues on the line with the Smorgasbord Foresight and Bubble Shield node. The nice thing is, even though I wasn't the best at defeating Superior Kang on pretty much any of my paths, I think I soloed every fight on the map to get to him, which is nice. And then here we're gonna finish him off, get some good damage coming out of the special 3. We got the Fury active. So yeah, that's all there is for this. We're gonna come out, he's gonna go into that like crazy like slow motion thing. And yeah, so this is the second path that I did. My last path I did stream live, which was kind of fun. But yeah, there we have it. Second path down, 2 team revives, 2 single revives on the boss. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.